Good morning. It's Monday and it's me, Nancy Joy. Couple weeks ago I did a video on looping, how we loop back into patterns and we get caught in the same loop again and again. And I got more to say about that. But this week, past several weeks, I've been really discovering something about myself that was shocking to me. Because I teach this. In 2000, Ezekiel channeled to me about caretaking. He called it the caretaking implant. Because of the female energy in us, because many of us are mothers, and even those who are male have also that female side, where it's about taking care of others. And it's natural, it's innate in some ways, but the caretaking implant implies that this then gets very out of hand in our lives. It's no longer balanced. And soon we have a hard time knowing what's healthy caregiving and what is unhealthy caretaking, let's put it that way. And way back then, Ezekiel gave 6 test questions, to which I've added a 7th in the meantime. But before we go over those, let's take a look at this. Many of us on our journey are here to help people. We're here as healers, counselors, for ourselves, for our friends, and then also professionally. And yet, there are times when the best of us, with the best of intentions, get stuck in another loop, that if we can take good enough care of somebody, they'll love us and we'll feel better. Well, at this point, it's no longer genuinely from your heart helping someone. It is taking care of them so you become indispensable, so they count on you, so they need you, and then you feel safer. That's where it becomes manipulative. And that's where these questions become very important. And in my personal life, I can tell you, when I learned these 6 test questions back in 2000, I did a really fine job all around the periphery of my life on less and less caretaking, more honesty, what I really felt, and at the same time compassionate and assisting where I could, much integrated. But where it escaped me, like the manipulative aspect of it, was with people that I am terribly, deeply heart connected to. My mate, my children, some of my dearest colleagues and friends that I've worked with on my spiritual journey. And as I looked back over my pattern, I realized that, and I have this great ability to do it, I am good. I can come into their field and their lives, and I can be, as one friend put it, the wind beneath their wings. And of course, this makes me feel very good on one level. And pretty soon, that's how the relationship goes. I mean, not that I'm not supported back, but pretty much I'm the one underneath, the wind beneath the wings. And so lately, what happened to me is this powerful knowing that I was really done being that wind, that was so manipulative on my part, and how I knew it, and this hurt me, but this is how I knew it. When I finally stepped into my power and was more honest with my energy and honest with the way I was responding and feeling to these particular group of people, I changed my behavior. Most of the time with an explanation, very clear, this has been what I've been doing, and I'm aware of it now, and I'm not going to be in that place anymore. And of course, whenever somebody dysfunctional becomes functional in a relationship, it throws the other people off. They're used to responding to you in a certain way. And I realized that it's like 2 people holding on to a rubber band. And one is making sure that the other one has enough tension on it, and the other one's holding on to the tension, till finally one of them says, you know, this is not healthy, and let's go. And when they let go, what happens? Boom. The other person is snapped and hit by your shift. Now, that's not a bad thing. I mean, people are in our lives to give us those kind of shifts and smacks and hits so we can heal these wounded hearts of ours. But it's very important on this Monday morning that I wanted to travel back in time, because I've been doing it in myself and it's been very healing, and look at the 6 questions. They're on my website, www.heartlights.net under articles, the caretaking implant, and also in this email. Those of you on my email list will have it all written out for you. But number one, first question to ask yourself when you're talking to someone or you're wondering if you're in this kind of a thing. Are you energized or depleted after your conversation? I'm not going to go into detail here. You can get on the web if you want more info. Do you find yourself able to really focus on what they're saying, or are you drifting all over or can't wait for you to talk? Can't wait for you to say something because this is really boring you. Can you feel your physical body during this reaction? Do you tighten up? Do you get very frustrated, impatient? You know, these are things to listen to. Really look at where has this person honored you and been able to truly hear where you come from and what you're feeling. If you can't feel that response, then something's wrong here. This is not in balance. Are your desires, are your personal desires being enhanced by this relationship, or is it more of a frustration and I feel I've got to, and this is what I said I do, I've got to do it, that kind of thing? Where are you in that? And the last one is, are you being manipulative? And boy, this was the hardest one for me. But somewhere in the nicest, clearest of loving, compassionate intentions, there can lie that seed of manipulation. And it's usually in, if you're really honest with yourself, on what the person can do for you, or can love you, or if they remind you. And in this incident, every one of these people has reminded me of my mother and my relationship with my mother. If I can just be good enough, do enough for her, figure out what she needs, then I'll be okay. And my mother was really a loving and supportive person, but she was, like my siblings and I say, never knew when the next shoe was going to drop. When the loving and supportive person would, in a sense, flip, and this strange behavior would come in, it would be painful and hurtful. So I figured out a way very early on how to work my way around this, and I kept attracting, quote, moms until I could get it. So I've made a big shift with the new year, and I'm excited about it. I know I have a long way to go, and I'm sharing it with you this Monday morning. Take a look at some of your relationships, put them through these questions, and see where you are. And one more thing, Malku, the shaman that I work with, who was going to do Egypt with his wife Alana with me, are not going now. So the trip to Egypt is on. There's 7 warriors of the light stepping forward for Pachamama meets Isis. There has been a ceasefire on Gaza. I think we're going there for a very strong heart-healing purpose to work on the grid. So if any of you are inspired to join us, please give me a call and have a great week.